and welcome to a very special episode of CTV Geeks. My name is Medley.
And my name is Alex Prast. Now, you're probably not used to catching your nerd updates from us on Fridays, especially when we already got to meet last week and talk nerdy. But this week, we had to dedicate a whole episode to a popular monument to pop culture, comic conventions.
We CTV Geeks visited Denver Fan Expo, a stop on the largest fan convention circuit in the United States. We investigated beautiful fan art pieces, the most creative of cosplays, and learned all about the power of women in sci-fi.
We even got to sit down with the man behind the curtain, who plans and runs every expo in North America, Vice President of Fan Expo, Andrew Moyes.
And of course, this wouldn't be a proper CTV Geeks episode without a special edition of Geeks on the Street.
All this and more, starting right now.
Let's get started. Our first stop on our adventure to Denver Fan Expo is the eye-catching Artist Valley, featuring talented print artists from across the nation. Around 400 artists come out each year to showcase their incredible art at Denver Fan Expo. Whether it's sculptures, comic artists, or even Lego builders, each artist has their own flair that makes their art unique and a story behind their craft.
Yeah, so I was into art as a kid, and I loved comic books, and I ended up studying art in college and studying design. The way I got to comic book was through comic books, and I conceptualize it as sort of a classic comic book style, pen and ink drawing. I use brush pens, so you get the variety of thicknesses and line work. I also always have half-tone dots. I have dots in my work. So I come from an animation design background, so my illustration style is very angular and shape-driven. So it's nostalgic, but at the same time contemporary in terms of subject matter and illustration style. Favorite piece is the Jackalope piece that I did. It's been a really personal piece in a way, because it has this Western mythology, the Jackalope, combined with Kaiju monster, the Godzilla. They're two pieces that technically have no business being out here because people never buy them. But I love them, so they will always stay in as the best representation of the kind of art I do. So that Charles Bronson piece right here, like the brown piece from Death Wish, it's not like kids are asking me for Charles Bronson, but I'm never taking Charles off the table. I couldn't be happier artistically now than I am. If you ask the 20-year-old me what it would have been, I would have never guessed doing this.
So I couldn't help myself, and I actually bought several pieces of art, even though I went into Fan Expo saying to myself that I won't buy anything. I just couldn't help it. They're all so beautiful.
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned that. Before we went to Denver Fan Expo, I actually bought 3 pieces from that artist like 2 years ago. And I still have them up on my wall. They're absolutely incredible. So the fact that we got to see him again years and years over and over, great time. I love it. I love seeing them.
That's so awesome. So, Alex, do you prefer prints or posters of fan art? Or is it a draw?
Not sure, but Artists Valley definitely left a great impression on me. In fact, seeing all kinds of creative expression is one of the best parts of attending fan conventions. Another way you can see that creativity at work is through the art of cosplay, which we will dive into right after the break.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent, like me.
Welcome back from the break. And we are even more excited to share a look into the world of cosplay at Fan Expo. Every year, hundreds of cosplayers visit conventions far and wide to show off their work. From simple and subtle outfit choices to hundreds of both hours and dollars poured into costume builds. Cosplay is a functioning homage to the most iconic characters in pop culture. One of the biggest attractions at Denver Fan Expo, like many conventions, is cosplay. Cosplay is when someone dresses up as a character from some form of media such as video games or movies, and there is a very large range as to who you can dress up as. Who are you cosplaying as today?
I'm cosplaying Sunshine Foxy from Five Minutes to
You trespass, Jedi.
That is why I won't do 2 shows a night anymore, babe. I won't do.
I'm cosplaying as Sombra, Black Cat Sombra, because she's the character I love so much. And I am the
I, the Moon's Knight of Vengeance, must carry out your luminous will.
Are you seriously talking to the moon?
Now, this isn't just for experts. The amount of money that goes into costumes varies greatly.
I'm saying maybe like 800 I just think it's awesome.
I don't know, man. That's 1,000.
Stay out of trouble.
No problem.
$250.
While showing up in character is extremely fun, this hobby can be very costly, and I'm not talking about money.
How much do you think it make this? I assume you made almost all of this.
Hours? I don't know. 12 months better. Because it's not just the exterior, it also has a bunch of interior parts that's also all handmade.
I made the boat.
She made everything.
Yeah.
Everything you see on my body except these boots she made.
That's pretty amazing. So how much time into it do you think?
Okay, so for this project, let's say a couple of weeks, this one took about 3, so 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Well, 2 hours, and then my friend, he did the cape and the bodysuit. So I don't know how much time he put into it. So 6 hours, 7 hours. I did it during a pandemic, piece together plan. You know, back when we were all stuck inside during quarantine, I went into my garage and started, cutting up pieces of trash cans. Piecing this thing together.
The best part about cosplay, expensive or cheap, anyone can do it. And I mean anyone. I love cosplay. I've actually been doing it personally for quite a few years. I mean, I put in probably $200 into this one. I love it so much. It was a great time making it, but it was painful. It was painful.
Yeah, I don't make my own cosplays, which I do want to start getting into, but I am Fleur Delacour from the Harry Potter series. And I love her so much, and I'm a blonde, so I decided, why not?
It was very, very magical for you to show up like this. And while we were at Fan Expo, I noticed a lot of people were dressed as my favorite sci-fi characters. They had some pretty elaborate cosplays. I'm sure it took a lot of sci-finance them.
That pun made me sci-fi a bit. But something that doesn't make me sigh are women in sci-fi. Obviously, women make up a large percentage of fan culture, despite not being represented to the same degree. While we were roaming the halls of Fan Expo, we sought out to explore what women's roles in science fiction have been in the past and how they have changed from the present.
For years, the genre of sci-fi has fascinated people of all backgrounds. From movies to TV shows, it's left its mark in people's hearts. But how are the characters within sci-fi being represented on the screen? Specifically, women.
Being women in sci-fi, it was such a long time coming where we would go to conventions and it was always the last thing they talk about in a panel, or the last person they mention, the last slide, or any of those things. And the first time there was ever just a panel about women. And then I was so excited to go, but then it was all men talking on the panel. And so for me, I said, where am I in all of this? And I think that's true for whenever we look at television and representation, we're always saying, where am I?
Portraying women as overly sexualized characters is nothing new to the world of sci-fi. Even their armor is under question.
Captain Phasma was introduced, and so many men went, her armor isn't very feminine. Yeah. Like, of course it is. It's on a woman, and it's armor. That is what that makes it feminine armor. Because she's not there to show you her body. Right. She's not there to show you her body. She is there to not get killed.
Well done, sisters! In the earlier days of sci-fi, the representation of minorities and LGBTQ+ communities were hardly ever shown. But today, we are starting to see a change.
More diversity in women, not just, that's what I love about Discovery, is that there are so many different queer characters, or so many different, it's a wonderful reflection of how society really is. There are people who have, autism issues, and it's okay. It's embraced. It's not considered something that you have to fix.
I got it. Women like Barbarella, Leia, and the women of Wakanda have all broken out of the typical female character traits. They've all shown the empowering things that women can do.
For me, I think how sci-fi has progressed is that the women in power and the women in commanders and all these things got there through their merits. They didn't get there because somebody died. They didn't get there because somebody handed them the job. They worked through, and a lot of the shows now show that progression of how you get to the leadership, and I think that's just as important as seeing them in the roles.
Even some artists are starting to depict women differently.
I thought that, a female superhero would be just as physically imposing and muscular as a male, but in a feminine way, not just slapping dude muscles on a female character.
But through the struggles, women still band together.
Growing into this fandom, though, there are so many amazing women, and there's such a sisterhood. And I know that sounds so cliche and maybe idealistic, but it really is a sisterhood. And when you meet somebody else, another woman that's into sci-fi, it's almost like this automatic rapport. You find you weird.
While progress has been made, there's still a long way to go.
My dream for the future is when we don't need to have panels talk about this. When women are just there in the sci-fi and they're represented and they're equal, and we don't need to bring it up anymore because it's happening. 1, 2, 3, women!
I have to say that my favorite women in sci-fi are the Dora Milaje from the Black Panther and Marvel. I just think that they are so cool, and they're the King's Army, and they're all women. I just think that's incredible.
I do love the Dora Milaje, but I have to say that my favorite that I'm really excited about, that who the interviewees that were on that footage, they mentioned that we're getting an all-female bridge crew for Star Trek for the first time ever, and I think that's so awesome.
Yeah, women in sci-fi have definitely paved the way for people of all identities and backgrounds to enter the fandom space.
We actually got to sit down with one of the creators of these fan spaces, Andrew Moyes, the vice president for all Fan Expo events across North America. But for now, we'll take a quick break.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
cats take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back from the break. Andrew Moyes is the Vice President of Fan Expo. That's right, not just Denver Fan Expo, but every single Fan Expo event across the continent. He truly values the fan experience created at every convention, and he sat down with us and told us all about his connection to conventions, as well as what it takes to run Fan Expo. I'm here in Denver Fan Expo with Andrew Moyes, the Vice President of Fan Expo. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to meet with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, so we've heard a lot about your job description, that you're basically like a superhero. You go to all of the different events. So can you just give us a brief overview of what your job description really is and what you do for Fan Expo?
Yeah, well, I love my job. I'm just going to say that right off the bat. And as you say, I'm really privileged to be able to go into lots of different cities and deliver the ultimate fan experience to a whole lot of different markets. So I have an amazing team of show directors and operations coordinators and content coordinators that put together what you've seen this weekend. It's truly a pop culture celebration where we can all unite under fandom, and it's my job just to make sure all the trains are arriving on time, everyone has what they need. So as I say, we've delivered that ultimate experience, that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to all of our fans across North America.
As you mentioned, we're all united here under fandom. Personally, I like to come here because I'm super passionate about this entire event. What's your most passionate? What are you most passionate about here at Fan Expo?
It's those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities and seeing them come to life, you know. My favorite part of the show is sort of that 3 to 5 minutes before the doors open. There's a lot of hustle and bustle, finishing touches are being put on. I know the fans are waiting outside and there's just that electricity as they're about to walk in and see the big show in front of them. So that's what really gets me excited. And then you only have to spend 5-10 minutes in the celebrity autograph hall where you see that electricity of a fan meeting their hero. There's nothing quite like that. You know, a few times we had some memories of Stan Lee, one of the greatest, the creator of the Marvel Universe, really a modern day Walt Disney as I saw it. The way he interacted with the fans and the way the fans would walk away feeling too thick to pull after speaking to him and being inspired by the characters he created, that's my fandom, and that's why I do what I do.
So I know 2020 was really rough for everyone, especially Fan Expo, because this is an all-in-person event. What are your plans for going into 2022 for the future of these events?
We're so excited. We haven't been sitting around doing nothing during this time, during this extraordinary shared experience that we've had where we haven't been able to get together. I think the fact that we're here as part of Fan Expo Denver feeds into some of the work that we've been doing. We're so excited to have this collaborative agreement with Pop Culture Classroom and to be here delivering a new show experience to the city of Denver. We're launching a show in San Francisco next year. We've entered an agreement with Wizard World. We're taking 6 of their key events in 6 cities across North America. We're delivering them next year along with all our legacy brands. So we've been busy building and growing the company through the past 18 months, and we're super excited to deliver on that.
So Fan Expo is one of the biggest comic fan experiences in the nation. How do you manage all of these events? I know you just took over MegaCon. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, we actually now are the largest producer of Comic-Con style of events in North America and actually globally. So that's something we're exceptionally proud of. And we've grown and scaled that simply by creating really good processes across the board that everyone can follow. We have great genre experts that are making sure what we're delivering to the fans is an authentic experience. And I think scale is helping us grow and build. You know, when we have 17 events, it allows us to create really great relationships with talent and key partners and exhibitors. So we're making their lives easier too, because they know the experience they're going to have with us. They know it's going to be a good experience. So when people come to a Fan Expo branded event, they have really high expectations, and through our process and through the work we've done to improve our delivery, I think we're meeting those expectations.
So far, what has been your favorite costume that you've seen so far? There's been a lot of good ones.
Yeah, look, I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I do love to see the Spider-Man, the Superman. I've said to everyone this year, truly, I feel like the fans are the stars of the show this year. It's seeing them get back together, reignite those connections with each other on the show floor, and it just really is exciting us about what's ahead.
It was quite a treat getting to talk to him. He was so enthusiastic. So thank you so much to Andrew Moyes. That was incredible. And I have to say, going to Denver Fan Expo for, 6+ years now since they started, it's really incredible seeing what Fan Expo and especially Andrew Moyes has done with it.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he's very passionate for what he does. He's genuinely a fan of Denver Fan Expo and all of the events and the people that come. It's incredible to see that enthusiasm.
So thank you again, Andrew Moyes. And Andrew Moyes is a cool guy. I wonder how he would answer our famous Geeks on the Streets questions.
We may not know the answer to that, but we were easily able to find some professional full-time geeks on the streets of Denver to answer our hard-hitting pop culture questions.
And the first question is the most divisive of all of them. Marvel or DC?
What is better, Marvel or DC?
That's a good one.
Movies, Marvel, comics, DC.
Oh, DC all the way.
Marvel.
Marvel. I would say Marvel would probably be my preference.
Marvel or DC?
I'm a Marvel fan myself.
Marvel.
Marvel? Okay, for me it's Marvel, but Marvel.
I gotta go with Marvel. They have just such cool characters. And DC, I'm really kind of disappointed in the CW show.
Marvel.
Marvel, I guess.
I figured.
Who's better, Marvel or DC? Interesting. Very divisive, very divisive.
All right, well, clearly this is an unpopular opinion, but I personally think DC is better. Simply because...
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Yep. Simply because not only are their comics superior than Marvel, as an avid comic fan and reader, I have to say their comics, their storylines, their character arcs are superior. Also, even though their movies have been a little rough lately, I will say Batman Under the Red Hood, that is the best superhero comic book movie ever made, and I will die on this.
Whoa.
Yep.
3 words. 3 words. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Those are words. There's a hyphen. Spider-Man is coming out. It looks amazing. Every Spider-Man movie except Amazing Spider-Man 2, work of art. Marvel all the way. You saw how many votes we got there. Marvel. Much better.
No, you're acting as if Batman isn't coming out soon.
I am excited for Batman. But with Marvel, we're getting She-Hulk. We're getting the Spider-Man animated show. We're getting Spider-Man 3. We just got Eternals. We're getting the Hawkeye show. What else are we getting from DC?
All right, well, you're just simply wrong, but that's okay.
Well, even if we don't agree, we can still ponder the question. What if, actually, maybe we can think about what the absolute best part of Denver Fan Expo was. But first, what do the fans think?
All right, so what has been your absolute favorite part about Denver Fan Expo so far?
Probably cosplay, the whole costumes. Probably seeing everybody dressed up.
Honestly, just being back. It's really great to be with people who have the same interests as you and seeing all these different skill levels and see how much these people pour into these costumes. Even if they're not dressed up, it's cool to see how excited they get about these things, and I think it's really cool.
Favorite part? Definitely some good characters here. I actually just got here, but seeing all the Todorokis is definitely a huge highlight because in the show, my character and Todoroki are enemies. So it's always really cool to see them go Inasa, and I go, Todoroki!
I've only been here for about 30 minutes. I got caught up on the previous days, but I love seeing everything everybody has to offer. So
My favorite part about being here is just enjoying the crowd and coming out and seeing all the unique things that the vendors have on display here. And a lot of them are local businesses, so coming out to be able to support local businesses and purchase some of their stuff and see what they have to offer is really, really fun.
It's our first day here. We just got here, but we're excited. I don't know. We love everything pop culture, so it's just exciting to be here, see all the cool, wonderful cosplays, and hang out.
Mine would be the interaction with the people. Just getting to take pictures, getting to talk to everyone and the vendors. It's just been a really fun experience.
We took a picture with Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper yesterday. That was definitely the highlight of my weekend.
And we had a very good time at Christopher Eccleston's Q&A panel. We really had a good time listening to him answer some questions.
All of the cosplay. I love seeing everybody in costume and having fun and just relaxing and getting, out of the stress of the real world for a while.
But additionally, I've come here with my daughter and draw a little bit of extra attention and to embarrass her whenever possible. By doing so. She's 15, so it's a lot of fun.
What has been your favorite part about Denver Fan Expo so far? Of course.
Now, those are some incredible answers, but being a longtime fan of Smallville and Justice League Unlimited, the animated show, my all-time favorite part was getting to meet Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum. They were just so great. Getting the picture with them was awesome. It was indescribable.
I didn't have the chance to meet any celebrities. However, I did see all of the Star Wars, Star Trek area side of things, and all of the cosplays. There was a lot. There was a BB-8 there that talked.
It was insane.
He was so
Chopper
cool.
was in there?
Yeah, Chopper was in there. They were all so cool. And it was just great to see everyone in costume. There were really good cosplays this year, and I was very impressed with many of them. There was also a 9-foot Toothless, which was awesome.
That was pretty incredible. I did love the 9-foot Toothless that stood up.
Yeah.
Now, there were obviously some really cool parts about Fan Expo, but I think we can both agree that the cosplays were one of the highlights of the trip. Fan Expo attendees seem to agree, but which cosplays caught their eyes?
So what has been the best cosplay you've seen so far?
Oh, there was this guy he's Oogie Boogie, but he has a sound system hooked up where he's been playing Oogie Boogie's song. That was really cool.
Yeah, I don't think anything I've seen has topped that. That was really great.
Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand, and you better pay attention now, because I'm the boogeyman.
Best cosplay I've seen. That's a really tough one. There are so many.
I don't know. I've seen I saw a Bowser earlier, and that was really, really cool. So probably that, or there's a lot of game cosplays that are really cool.
This is an underrated cosplay, but I found it very amazing. Was someone was cosplaying from Cells at Work, and they were the little blood cell, and they were carrying the box, and that just felt it warmed my heart.
It was a Batman one. It was from the 2021 movie, and it looked just perfect. And that's one DC movie I'm super excited for.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, I don't know. There was a really good dragon. The Stormtroopers were amazing also. Oh, man, I don't know. There have been so many good ones. It's hard to decide.
What about you?
I saw Deadpool walking around and I was like, that was an amazing cosplay. He did such a good job.
There was actually another Captain America was pretty good, but also the Monarch from Venture Brothers. So
the coolest cosplay we've seen so far, I would say I saw a pretty cool Jon Snow. What have you seen? Anybody? No?
really.
What about you? Anybody cool? Not yet.
There's a lot of really good anime cosplay here. A lot of people that are into anime are really, really passionate about it, and they do amazing cosplay when they do that.
Coolest cosplay. That's a hard one because I feel like there are a lot of good, even someone who goes to the store and buys their costume, it doesn't matter because they came here to wear it, and so long as anyone who wears a costume is wearing it, it's a good costume.
What has been the coolest cosplay that you have seen so far? I couldn't agree more.
I mean, Chopper was right. He clearly was the best cosplay. But if I had to pick a close second, it would probably be the Darth Vader Jar Jar Binks that we saw. He had the whole Jar Jar face, and he also had the Darth Vader outfit with his lightsaber. That was pretty cool, and the guy who was cosplaying him sounded just like him.
Oh yeah, he was doing the full voice, me said Darth Jar Jar. It was incredible. I can't do it, but it was an experience and a half. But I'd have to say my favorite, it was in the footage, was the dog dressed as Toothless with the goggles that had Toothless's eyes. I mean, it could do tricks. He literally had it wave at us. We couldn't get the footage of it, unfortunately, but I was starstruck just from the dog. It was incredible.
He was a very cute dog.
Well, all right, Rams. That's all the Denver Fan Expo news we have for you tonight.
Yeah, we enjoyed our trip to Denver, and we are so glad we got to share this huge part of nerd culture with you.
We'll see you in 2 weeks for our next and final show of the semester. It's going to be a good one. Have a great night, Rams, and stay classy.